Yes, people, welcome back to DR Sports, a little transfer update for you, hosted by myself, AGT. Let's get into this one first and foremost. Eberechi Eze, right? A hot property, a hot ticket right now. Tottenham Hotspur are looking to target the 26-year-old winger after losing ground in the race to sign Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo following United's improved offer of worth more than 60 million for the 25-year-old. Let's take a little look at the stats on paper. Obviously, the eye test is more impressive, I would say, with Eze. Didn't start the season off great, but definitely finished it in a strong way, which obviously led him back into the England squad. 34 appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists, pretty much a goal or an assist every other game, and his contract expires in 2027. There is also a hefty release clause there as well, as you can see on screen. £68 million is the fee that Crystal Palace would want, who, let's not forget, might be forced to sell a couple of their best players this season. But losing Eze, how big would that be for Crystal Palace? Like I said, in the final, gets the winner against Manchester City, scored so many important goals in the run-in in the Premier League season. So Tottenham, they went in for Bryan Mbeumo in a big way, didn't they? But Manchester United have come back and they've improved their offer. So Tottenham have almost stepped back a little bit. They're looking at other options. And if they were willing to spend around about 50 to 60 mil on Bryan Mbeumo, then I'm pretty sure that they would spend 68 million on Eze. Such a good player. Been linked with so many different teams. For him personally, at 26 years old, you almost want to make sure that you get into a Champions League team by that age. Let's not forget Crystal Palace are having difficulties at the minute when it comes to securing their European status for next season. But Tottenham do have Champions League as well. So it's down to Eze. Would he rather stay and, complete that campaign in Europe with Crystal Palace, leave on a high, score in the FA Cup winning final goal, or go to Tottenham and work under Thomas Frank? Let us know in the comments if you are a Crystal Palace fan. I mean, this is as big as a bigger loss as you can get. Don't forget, Mark Guehi looks like he might be subject to a bid from Liverpool as well. So Crystal Palace fans, I mean, you can't be happy with this, obviously. But if you do get 68 million through the door, that will it'll lighten the blow for sure. So Tottenham fans as well, is this the man that you need? Is this the better option than Bryan Mbeumo? Let us know in the chat. Still only 26, but 2 years left on his deal, so that's why he will command that release clause of £68 million. So do let us know how you feel about this potential move, and any more that happens with this move, of course, we'll be on it on our transfer show here on DR Sports. Next up, we go to Liverpool. Ibou Konate, the 26-year-old French defender, the legend, the fantastic defender, let's have it right. A little bit underwhelming when he's not next to Virgil van Dijk towards the end of the season when the legs were gone a little bit maybe, but still got a year on his contract. His contract actually expires in 1 year and a week. 1 goal and 2 assists, which actually for a centre-back isn't bad at all, getting 2 assists for the season. But we understand that he's refused the new contract. I know for a fact that he earns currently around about £70,000 a week. And I think when you look at the likes of Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk, Virgil's in a separate bracket because he's the captain, he's the best defender. But I think Konate should be on maybe double that, if I'm honest with you. Again, we've heard of rumours that he could run his contract down and go to Real Madrid for free next season, which I think would be heartbreaking. But Liverpool in the mix to sign Mark Guehi. He wants reassurances that he'll be playing first-team football at Liverpool. And will this impact it? Ibou Konate, like I said on Hot Topics yesterday, a rumour that Liverpool might look to sell this summer. Priced there on screen at around about £60 million. But what would it take for Ibou Konate to sign that new Liverpool deal? We don't know the latest contract offer, but if he is currently on 70k a week, then I would see no problem in doubling that, if I'm honest with you, to get it to 140, 150. I think that's about right for the big fella. So let us know in the chat. 31 appearances in the league last season. Did have a couple of injuries, but he's so good. Ibou Konate is a player that Liverpool have to take care of, offer him the right contract. They have to look after him. And I think if they offered him the right deal, he will definitely stay at Liverpool. But if these contract talks stall a little bit more, especially this summer, then, you know, it could be for free next year, or it could be sell him this summer if he doesn't want to sign that new deal. Again, we don't know the ins and outs of the contract offer allegedly offered to Konate. But Liverpool fans in the chat, how important is it that Liverpool tie down Ibou Konate to a new contract? Or if he doesn't want to sign that new deal, would you actually cash in this summer? Do let us know in the chat. Really big one, that. And again, any bits that develop on that, we'll keep you in the loop with. Victor Gyokeres has already personally informed Sporting President Varandas about his decision to leave. A bit of back and forth, a bit of handbags here at dawn. He has no intention to play for the club anymore. And this comes off the back of this fallout after the gentleman's agreement was made, where the sporting director Varandas did shake his hand and say, look, you're going to leave this season. But now it's got a bit messy. Gyokeres is saying, look, we had an agreement, you've gone back on it. They're trying to get more money. He just wants to leave at this point. As a 27-year-old, I think it's imperative that he does move to a big club this season. With all due respect to Sporting Lisbon, by the way, the numbers that he's put on the board, as you can see on screen, is crazy. Still got 3 years left on his deal as well. So Sporting are in a position, and Varandas is in a position where he can say, well, we're just not going to sell you, mate, right? You can kick up a fuss all you want, but apparently he feels heartbroken after the exit pact and not expected to return to training, and that's according to Abalapt. And Fabrizio did tweet that this morning. So Victor Gyokeres is trying to now force his way out of the club. Manchester United and Arsenal both on the table as options for him. And once you have no intention to play for the club anymore, that is it. You might as well shake hands and walk away. But obviously, with that 3 years still on his contract, Sporting Lisbon and Varandas are saying, well, look, yes, we might have made a gentleman's agreement, but it wasn't written down on paper, and we will be expecting a massive fee for you. So Victor Gyokeres, this one's getting a bit messy now, right? Where does he end up? Do let us know. Speaking of the Premier League, staying on the Prem, Jamie Gittens' proposed move from Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea could be done imminently. Clubs continue to talk in the USA, where Chelsea are obviously playing in the Club World Cup at the minute, and they hope an agreement can be reached swiftly. As you can imagine, both footballing directors, both sporting directors, will be in the US at the minute, so it's a good time for them to meet. 20 years old, we know he's English, and again, I really respect his journey, because he came through in England, didn't really work out for him, goes to Dortmund, as many youngsters have done, including Joe Bellingham just recently, by the way. And he's created a little bit of a hype and a bit of fire around his name out there. And he's looking to come back. Also, FC Bayern are interested in the 20-year-old winger. But he looks now to be fully committed to Chelsea with a 7-year deal in place. This is according to The Athletic. 32 appearances last season, 8 goals and 4 assists, which totals up to 12 in 32. And for a 20-year-old in the Bundesliga, not bad numbers at all. Still got 3 years left on his contract, and the price looks to be £55 million. So Chelsea fans in the chat, is this signing a needle mover? We know that Madueke is linked with the move to Arsenal. We know that Sancho has gone as well, back to Manchester United. So there is space to improve the wingers there for Chelsea. And is Gittens that needle mover? Is he going to change things up at Chelsea and become a first-team player? Do let us know. Back on Liverpool, the £40 million Milos Kerkez deal looks set to be announced today. He landed in Liverpool's training ground yesterday. And according to Sky Sports News reporter Sani, who is a trusted voice, we believe the Kerkez deal will be announced today, and it will be for around £40 million. He's an exciting 21-year-old, although it does open up questions about Andy Robertson's future at Liverpool. And with Kerkez bombing down the left flank and the club's other new signing, Jeremy Frimpong, on the right, maybe we'll see a different, more attacking style at Liverpool next season. £38.5 million. It's gone to 40 for Liverpool. We saw the pictures of him on the private jet. I think it was from Belgrade into Liverpool yesterday. As we know, his Hungarian compatriot Dominik Szoboszlai is absolutely over the moon that he has come in. 2 goals last season from left back, 6 assists, and one of the goals was an absolute screamer against Newcastle away, I think you remember. And the interesting thing that I think Arne Slot is trying to do at Liverpool at the minute is almost have 2 options in every position. You've got Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong on the left. You've still got Andy Robertson. Still no more news on him leaving to Atletico Madrid. But with Kerkez and Robbo you've got two options. The midfields, you've got options as well, and the strikers, you've got options, even though some of them are due to leave. But that looks like it's going to be announced today, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock with the Live at 5 show. And maybe this is the first news story of that show, because it's a big one, and I'll be doing a video on the COP TV about that too. Let's go to Nottingham Forest, because this is really interesting. I'm a big fan of this. Forest, allegedly, according to ESPN, are closing in on signing Juventus duo Timothy Weah, the American international, whose dad, George Weah, won the Ballon d'Or, by the way, and Samuel M. Bangula for £22 million all in. That's euros, I apologise. According to ESPN, Forest are understood to have already reached an agreement with Juve for both players, but personal terms still need to be finalised. But if I was, Weah or M. Bangula, that's a great move to the Premier League. Obviously, Forest have got Conference League football as well this season. So they look like they're quite far along the road when it comes to agreeing a fee. All that needs to happen now is that personal terms need to be finalised. And this one's on Forest as well. Nottingham Forest and Marseille. Didn't think I'd be reading this one out. Are keen on signing Jordan Henderson, the former Liverpool captain and England midfielder. According to the Daily Mail, they report that the England international can leave the club for free due to a clause in his contract. If the clause is triggered before mid-July, so we've got about 2 weeks for this one, 3 weeks, he would become a free agent and leave Ajax for nothing, which, there were massive rumours, weren't there, back in January that Henderson would move to Monaco. He got absolutely heartbroken at the end of the season that he didn't win the league as the captain of Ajax, and it looked like he was going to go to Henderson to Monaco, and obviously another French team were in for him in Marseille. But for Jordan Henderson to end up at Nottingham Forest, I think that would be a good move for all parties involved. Brings you massive experience, brings you European experience as well, which will be handy for them going into that Conference League, the first time they've been in Europe for ages. And at 35 years old, it's a decent option, isn't it, to stay in the Premier League and obviously keep up his England hopes and maybe potentially go to the World Cup. I wouldn't pick him personally, but we know Thomas Tuchel does like having that experience in the camp. So any Forest fans in the chat, let us know. Do you want Jordan Henderson coming through the door? We'll keep you in the loop with that one for sure. But that's your update for this morning. We'll be back at 5 o'clock with your Live at 5. That'll be myself and Laurie. Looking forward to that. And anything that happens in the meantime, in the next 6 hours, we'll keep you in the loop with all of that good stuff as well. So please make sure you smash that like button on this video. Eze to Spurs. Konate allegedly refusing a new contract. The Gyokeres transfer saga keeps rolling on. When will it end, Robbie? Gittens to Chelsea, and the Kerkez deal looks to be announced today, as well as Nottingham Forest going in for Timothy Weah, Mbangula, and also Jordan Henderson as well. That's your update from DR Sports headquarters at 11 o'clock. We'll see you soon. Take care.